Namaste and Jai Hind, ladies and gentlemen. I'm the only man here in this grouping right now. It's all the ladies because it's a Women's Day special on the 8th of March. We are celebrating the International Women's Day. But what we're trying to do in this effort is very unique. So this I am single as an aspect, a lot of people would say why, and so now there are women who are turning around and saying why not. So which is phenomenal. So it's a very interesting conversation that I'm looking to have with a community that is growing the world over. Sirumoi Piyakundu, author, columnist, and community founder is with us. Status single is what you call it. So let me just quickly get across with all the other ladies who are all achievers in their own right. And I have pulled them out of their busy schedule to record this because I know we couldn't do it. 8th of March, incidentally, is also the day of Holi. So they'll all be busy playing Holi with their friends, family, etc. So we said, okay, let's do this beforehand itself, before they get into the thick of all the colors and the celebration. So Dr. Indrani Lode is with us. She's a single mother who's fought 10 years for the custody of her son and then decided enough is enough. I'm happy single. Being a single parent is not an easy one, but she's also a doctor who's worked lots during COVID times. Sujaji is there. Sujaji is mother to an adopted daughter, and she's working with Infosys. And she's in the tech city of Bengaluru, but hails from my own native state, that is Kerala. So from one Malu to the other, namaskaram. So Pallavi Pratap is Supreme Court advocate, is divorced, child-free, and she's also with us. She heads the legal cell of the ladies. So you've got legal cover, you've got medical cover, you've got tech cover, and then you also got literature all over, because I think Neelam Kumar and some of the others are also part of your own group, isn't it? So how did this all come about, Sirumoi Piyakundu? And then let's take this conversation forward. Now you ladies speak and I'll listen. Ji.
So Anand, actually, if you're aware, in 2018, I wrote my best-selling work of non-fiction, Status Single, which was actually taking off on my 40th birthday, which I decided to celebrate like a wedding. Because, I kind of wanted to ditch this narrative that a woman's life in some ways ends when you're 40, because we have this whole biological bomb ticking, the 30 ki ho gayi hai, abhi tak shaadi nahi hui, she's not a mother, so on and so forth.
Pallavi, let me ask you, how did you become part of this community and what is the role of this community? Are you trying to say staying single is cool? Do you see a lot of women making that choice that they want to be, they want to stay single? Or are circumstances forcing women to stay single or to choose the fact that I'm rather happy on my own, doing things on my own, rather than doing it in pairs?
What actually got me into a status single was, of course, Srimoy's book and the Facebook community. I think that was a time when she was came from Delhi to Calcutta, and there were a lot of posts that she was making from how it is becoming a difficult time for her, that change is happening. It was around the same time that I was actually in my final stage of divorce. So, a lot of things were resonating in that sense, change at the same time for all of us. I think it was just an opportunity for all of us to speak about what we were going through, and there was nobody in the group who was going to judge us. Unlike how it is in the society that, when you go out and say, and someone who's child-free, or I didn't have a child, and that, I'm getting divorced, there is always a stigma, no matter how good you are at your work or how efficient you are, that stigma will always be with you. So there was this space where, nobody was judging you for being single. And it was not that they are telling you to be single for the rest of your life. It's just that, we are a bridge, we are a support group for people who maybe choose to be single just now and might find their soulmate later on and then move on to become, a couple or whatever. But at least in that stage, we are all there hand in hand helping each other, be it legal issues, be it sometimes, people are going through psychological issues, mental health issues. Everybody tries to help. We have experts who are helping in the group itself to women who require any kind of support. So it's just that, it's more like sisterhood there of single women who are sort of, helping each other out through this phase, which is what we are going through.
Interesting. So does this have, so you're saying you're a very democratic outfit, which says that if you are in a currently single situation status and you're looking for a community where you can lean on help, you come in, but you're not going to hold anybody to the gunpoint and say, you've come into this community and you better stay single going forward. That's not something which you're doing.
I must add here that we have a very active allies program, which means that, as Pallavi said, that, if you do choose to get married, if you go for a second, third, whatever it is, in that case, you don't have to leave the community. It's not like you'll be banished or, somebody's going to come down on you and say, hey, how dare you defy. It's not a Ku Klux Klan or something, So at the end of the day, what happens is then you become an ally. It's like an alumnus. You never leave your school alumnus, right? You may leave the school, but you never leave an alumnus. Having said that, there are also women, I must say, who are single by choice, not by circumstance. So even after a divorce or widowhood, they have chosen to remain single. They don't want to get married. And also, Anand, we are not against people falling in love. There are women in this community, who've actually been in a bad marriage with children. They've exited and they found love and partnership with the same sex, woman. But they reject the patriarchal institution of marriage. Like, for instance, me, I could have been in a relationship, but I don't believe in that whole socio-religious institution of marriage. So
everybody is single for their own reasons. It's not that it's got to be, and it could be multiple reasons. And but the overarching aspect is that the status is single at that point in time. Dr. Indrani Lode, how would you see this? Would you say that, allow me to play a counter here, that when you decide to not enter into another relationship again, or if you decide, is that also not mentally seen that you're scarred? You're some way rejecting the aspect of being a social being, because, human beings are designed to be social. So how do you respond to a counter like that, which would say that this is not in the best interest of humanity, status single? I'm just challenging it, things a bit.
First thing is, we are not unsocial. We are extremely social. We are open to both the sexes, and we like to make friendships. We really believe in building strong friendships. It's only that we don't want to get committed legally. That's the only thing, You want to stay single by choice. That doesn't mean that you're not allowed to meet men, or go on a date with them, or mingle with them, or get into a committed relationship or a non-committed relationship, whatever it may be, a relationship. But the only thing is that when you're single by choice, you just don't want to get into a legal marriage kind of a thing. It goes with me also. I had a divorce and a very ugly child custody fight for my only son. And after that, that was enough for me. My ex-partner has remarried, but I really choose to remain single. I don't want to get into a legal relationship once again. That's not out of bitterness. It's just out of choice.
Yeah,
There's no bitterness in it. There's no bitterness.
Sometimes it's part of your own pragmatic self. It's an element of realism that creeps in, saying that, okay, in this current frame of mind, in the current scenario, you're happy. You're a career woman yourself. You're independent. You can make your own choices. Why do you want to get into something which perhaps has led to a lot of bitterness in the past? So I totally respect that, and I'm sure everybody understands that.
I'm in the happiest state of mind now, at peace, complete peace, and relaxed within myself. And I really do not want to get into any kind of complication whatsoever.
How tough or easy is it to be a single woman in the corporate hierarchy or in the thick of things, even in society, Sujaji? How easy or difficult is it?
Anand, I have to be very frank. I'm from a very traditional, conventional family background, living in a city like Bangalore, especially in a tech community. And I was, along with my regular work, I've been in Infosys for the last 26 years. Of course, I have taken many years of leave in between for community projects. Multiple times I have taken leave and worked with the tsunami or flood or other things. Maybe I used to work with large community projects. Maybe at some point of time, I decided I should have a child of my own. So that is the way Ameya came to my life. Ameya is 19 years old now. She came to my life, and along with a child and in the city, and 9.15 hours work at that time. Now it's work from home. all kinds of things. And when I was about to take a child, they asked, are you planning to, do you have any support system at home? To be very frank, there was no support system at home, and even the family was not supporting to have a child of my own in the adoption space. But I decided, and I also wanted to say that, like, when I decided on something, I want to stick with that. I wanted to make it right. I don't want to go it wrong. So I have decided to have my child, and the child came to an empty home, and she made the house to a home, and she made me a mother in a single day. So I chose to be a mother of a child and alone in the city with a job which is kind of demanding time, of course, 9.15 hours. Now people are happy. Many things are changing now, like work from home and their support system, daycare, all those things are there. But I had a real tough time, but I chose to be alone with my child, and the journey was really tough. But it is rewarding and it is beautiful. At the end of the day, what Indrani said is peace and happiness at the core of your heart. I'm experiencing that. I feel that my life is little purposeful because my child is growing. She's in a college, professional course. And sometimes I feel that, oh, there is a community needed, there is a family or there is a village need to bring up a child. And I got people like Shri. I can say that she brought a lot of people into my life, Malini Parmar, and a lot of my child has friends in the adopters community. There is an adoptive family group, Sudatta, single parents, single adoptive parents, and Infosys family. And all those things are bringing me a family. And of course, I believe in the marriage. It's the best institution to bang on. But I feel that the community which I build up along with me, along with my journey, for my daughter, I can say that that's really fulfilling and purposeful.
No,
and amazing.
So over the years, it's a phenomenal story, Shujaji. It also shows how much of will and conviction that you have. So I really admire, all of you for doing this. But I also realize each of you is a different generation or a different phase of a decade, if I may say that. So let me ask you, Shujaji, over the years, have you seen perhaps more receptiveness, less bitterness for people who make such choices, be it man or woman? Right now, we're talking about single women. There are a lot of men who have also decided that they want to do single parenting or they want to lead life alone. The common perception is men have it easy. A lot of men would want to say, sorry, no, it's not true. We also have, everybody has their own problem. But let's stick to the women part. Do you see society more open to choices that you make? Did you have trouble answering your child when the child came back with certain questions? Where is my father? Why is my father not there? Why aren't you married? Why was I adopted? Now, will I also have to live alone like you are living alone? Did you have to face these questions?
I had all kinds of questions. In one of the application, the person who was filling the application asked me, can you write some name? Because the father's name has to be filled. I said, at the end of the day, maybe at some point, how do I answer who is that person? So I don't want to have. And every stage of our life, to some extent, she faced that question. My daughter faced that question and she was really worried about it. But at some point of time, we explained to her, myself and one of my friends in Assam when we were living in the village. And I wanted to say that in the urban space, many people must have asked her. But when we were living in Bodoland, in a village where community project, not even a single person asked about her father or something. They accepted us what we are. We got the major respect there. And of course, Infosys had given all the respect, and Infosys was literally hand-holding us in every walk of life, I can say. And what we found is, I made my daughter strong enough to answer. She said, I have mother. That matches everything. And I can live without a father. Maybe we may have somebody like a kind of person who is really helping us in every walks of life. But we are able to manage things. And she is strong enough to answer any question which comes to our life.
No, it's phenomenal. Dr. Indrani, as a mother, who fought for the custody of her son, do you face these questions? How did you deal with something like that? Do you believe today we're far more open to choices being made by individuals?
Well, I separated in year 2003 and my son was only 5 years old then.
Wow.
Now he's a doctor and pursuing post-graduation. So, and it's been a journey of single motherhood all throughout with all kinds of problems. Of course, my family has supported me and I have a fantastic set of friends who have always been by me, and they are all women. Okay. Not that I don't have men friends, I do have them, but my fantastic set of close friends who've helped me in the upbringing of my child, they're all women. My son is great friends with all of them. He knows that mommy's support system are her great friends. And I also started my own fertility clinic 10 years ago. So before that, it was not so uncommon to meet a single mother. But after I started my fertility clinic, and with the Indian law giving permission to single women to undergo motherhood, I have fulfilled dreams of so many single women to become mothers by just taking sperms from the ART bank. And they are all so fulfilled and happy in their life, just like Suja said. Suja adopted her baby, but I help single women to become mothers through assisted reproductive techniques. And our Indian law, the new ART law, has come in 2021, and it has not given permission to men to become single fathers, but it has given all permission to single women to become mothers through all kinds of procedures. They can undergo the simple one, IUI, they can undergo IVF, they can even undergo surrogacy, and they can be single by whatever means. They could be never married, they could be divorced, they could be widowed, but single women have got the power. Our constitution has given the power that we can undergo motherhood through ART, and my work is so fulfilling. That's why I said that I couldn't be more happy than what I am at the moment.
No, that's phenomenal. And
it is phenomenal.
Before I come back to Sirmoyi, I just want to bring in Pallavi also. From the legal point of view, are more women now braver to make a choice where they want to walk out of something that is unpleasant? The other aspect is, are there women who are constantly asking you, do I really need to get hooked? Do I really need to be a couple, or do I need to have a partner to make certain choices in life? For you personally, how easy, difficult was it, and is it to deal with a situation like that? I have a lot of men who believe that laws in our country are made to favor women, and perhaps rightly so, because society itself has largely not been very, very balanced that way. But today, you believe that society also is looking at a particular balance? Pallavi, I want to understand your thought process, because everybody is coming from different points of views here. So it's great to hear everybody.
So I think, now increasingly people are making that choice where they want to be single. I mean, for me, for instance, I have chosen to be single. I hope there is no expiry date to it, but I'm sure that, I'm going to stick by it because I'm enjoying it. It's just very emancipating when you've been through a certain amount of, bad times in your marriage and you come out of it. I'm not saying that men are bad or anything. I mean, I am naturally dating someone, and I don't think there is any problem with respect to that. But the fact that if at all I want to get married, I think that is something that is still that bridge I don't want to cross.
Not yet.
It could, maybe so, not yet. Maybe I might just not cross it.
Yeah.
It's also to do with the fact that now more and more women are empowered. They have control over their finances, which I think is a very big thing for all of us. So it's not that we are dependent upon someone to, take care of us. We have our own money, we earn, we put in a lot of hard work. We have respect in society. Not that, single women are not looked down upon. They are, and so there are circumstances when they are. But increasingly, we are respected. We are respected for holding on to our own belief system, and I think that's huge for all of us. Sometimes people think that we are men haters, but we are actually not. It's just that we enjoy our own company and the company of other women so much. Girlfriends, like for instance, Status Single Delhi has these meetups which happen every month, and we enjoy ourselves. We eat something. We'll talk about stuff. So it just brings about a lot of sisterhood.
Because somewhere, because when you spend so much time, you actually see the true facets. A lot of times when you're playing 12, 14, 15 hours, the person is out, you see only certain portions of that person, and that's manageable. But then when you see a lot of each other and, real faces come manifest, then you realize, oh my God, where am I and how am I? Do I really want to endure this? And for everybody, mental breakthroughs happen, breakdowns happen. So for a lot of people, it was also dawn. And unfortunately... please.
They took that step also because, they realized that that person or that bad marriage or that situation was affecting their kids. And then they realized that, no, I don't want my kids to go through it. So, whereas earlier women were thinking that I can't leave my husband because it will affect my kids. Now they're thinking it is affecting my kids, so therefore I have to leave my husband. So, the perspective also has changed with time, I think.
Hey, I know. So let me come back. We've got to wind up this conversation. It's been amazing. But Shirimoy, have you also had this, the rotten egg cases? Some of the cases are dubious who want to get into the community, but their intentions are different. Not all people are genuinely, on the wrong side of a marriage. Some of them are also perhaps handed it out royally to their partners, and then they walked out of it, and then they want to claim that, this false claims of victimhood. Do you encounter such cases?
So we have very strict sharing policies, Anand, because our chapters mostly or completely work on WhatsApp groups. And we're a community of over 6,500 women now, if I add our online and offline avatars. So we have very strict, sharing groups. In fact, there are women who are legally separated who are also in the group. And we advise them not to share, graphic details of their life on a WhatsApp group, primarily because we, these cases are all pro bono, right? And today, anything could be screenshotted. The husband's lawyer could, get that on Facebook. We could get into a mudslinging match. Also, it is not our job to judge. The way we induct members, we do a thorough reference check in the sense that we go on to their LinkedIn, we speak to them, our chapter leads. It's like an organization, really, where I might be like a CEO and a founder, but we have very, very good and very, very sort of honest, volunteer-led, but, core teams. So the chapter leads of every city sit with the member, understand. Of course, there are cases. We have, declined membership to certain women, not because they've, been husband beaters or anything. But, there are also some women who just want to join the group, but they have nothing to give back to the community.
Correct.
They're just joining because they want to sell, insurance, or they have a sari company. They want to find an audience. And our motto is very simple, Anand. We are a support group. We're also a group which is working towards policy change. So, for instance, our Bangalore chapter, we have Suja, but, our Bangalore chapter did a lot of work on the passport law. Because, there were women who were going, with their children for the passport, and they were finding that same thing, why is the father's name? You can't travel. If a woman is in a legal separation, she needs to take the permission of the, the spouse X to travel. So our Bangalore chapter actually did a lot of work, wrote to the, Ministry of External Affairs, wrote to the local passport officer. So we're also trying to do that. Our Delhi chapter right now in March is putting together a complete seminar on POSH, because we did a survey in Delhi, and what most women are having a problem as singletons is sexual harassment at the workplace, bullying at or being, dumped with extra work and snide comments ki, you don't need to go home, tere ghar mein kaun hai ki, you don't. So we are actually putting together a seminar. We've invited a very eminent, legal advocate to come and speak to our audience. In Calcutta, we have the actress Swastika Mukherjee, who's going to be talking on intimate partner abuse, because she's been through that in her first marriage, and we are screening a film. Bangalore is planning to do something again in April. So, there is socialization, there is sisterhood, but there is also work. We want to make it an ecosystem where today I don't need to feel I'm alone. I need a doctor, I reach out to Dr. Indrani. I need a lawyer, I have my legal cell. We have a job posting rule on Mondays where we share jobs. Fridays we allow entrepreneurs. So it's a village of solidarity and support. It's not just a kitty party. So we have rules of
True, and it's great to see that you're actually effecting positive policy change, which is important, and also really understanding the real problems which tend to get glided over or passed off as okay, societal stigma or people not being aware of how to conduct themselves. But these are things which perhaps need a certain level of awareness. Wonderful, ladies! What an amazing conversation, and I hope I've been able to be fair to all of you. So Status Single so far is rocking. Let it continue to do good work for society, for women at large. Thank you very, very much, and a very happy Women's Day to all of you.
Thank you, Anand. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Lots of love to you, Anand, and the women in your life, your lovely wife, kids. Thank you.
Thank you.